What's going on YouTube? It's krispyENT and I'm back with another video on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, a lot of you guys know the last 3 weeks of last season, I was unable to log into the game, couldn't play, couldn't do anything. Shit kind of sucked. But hey, when this new season came, actually, not even the new season, when they came out with the update on March 23rd, I was able to log back into the game, grind up as much as I could before the season dropped. The season dropped and I have been having a blast. I don't know about you guys, but I have been enjoying the hell out of this update. I can finally play the game. Multiplayer feels solid with 3 people. When you get 4, it gets a little wonky. You gotta reset the group a couple times, but it's not that big of a deal. But in today's video, I got the Prince Clown himself, the king of crime, whatever you want to call him, the Joker. This character is lovely and I love the new set pieces, the set bonuses. I love everything they brought into the season because it pairs up nicely with some things from the old season. You'll get those builds later, but first we gotta go over the Joker. With all that being said, hey man, if you guys like the video, if you want to support the channel, drop a like, subscribe. And with all that being said, let's roll this intro and get into the video. Here we have it. This is the Joker build. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. I know y'all got some mastery levels to grind after watching this video, so let's get right into it. All right, this build is based off of the tier 2 Scarecrow set. So starting out, we have the Master Creeping Jed, which is the tier 2 AR of the Scarecrow set. We got the talent Successful Critical Reloads trigger a stack of Mind Melt. This stacks 5 times, and each stack adds a 20% chance to poison enemies hit with this firearm. Failed critical reloads remove all stacks of Mind Melt. All right, I have 14% damage to grunt enemies, 20% assault rifle damage, and 47.5% damage to burning enemies with this firearm. Moving on down to the firearm 2, Meta Gun. This is everybody should be running this gun during this season. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that right now. This gun is crazy. They also have an SMG version of this too, so it's gonna be good for anybody else to use as well. So this is the Master Dr. Poison's Maru 2 injector. All right, so I have 13.5% damage to grunt enemies, 16% assault rifle damage, and 50% damage to burning enemies with this firearm. All right, and the talent for this gun: enemies hit with this firearm become poisoned no matter what. They're gonna be poisoned as soon as you hit them with it. We need that, right? Pair that up with fire, you're gonna see. All right, so the alt fire: shoot Maru poison that deals 250% increased damage to poison enemies. Critical hits on poison enemies makes them shield harvestable, and killing a poison enemy has a 30% chance to spread the poison to enemies within 10 meters. And when you shield harvest enemies, you regenerate 20% Maru poison resource. All right, so just shield harvest, rack that up. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't even be using these Maru poison bullets. I just be going crazy, you feel me? All right, moving on down to the melee, we have the Master Mad Hatter's 3-leaf clover. I ain't gonna lie, this motherfucker look good, it feel good. Joker's melee is one of the best to me, if you ask me. It's super quick and fast. This is a W pick right here. I have 5% ammo gain from melee hits, 5% traversal attack resource for melee hits, and 5% shield regenerated on melee hit. And then the talent for this melee weapon: each enemy you hit with the melee attack becomes poisoned, and you regenerate 10% shield. The only part I care about on this melee weapon is that 10% shield. You see I have 5% shield generated, so that's actually 15% shield back I'm getting on my melee hits. All right, and that is very, very, very necessary. You guys know how it is with these snipers. You know how it is with the helicopters. Anytime shit hit the fan, hit that ground and start whacking their ass upside the head, you feel me? All right, moving on down to the grenade. I have the tier 1 Bane Master Chokehold grenade. I have 15% grenade damage to grunt enemies, 18.5% grenade damage, and 47 grenade damage on burning enemies, okay? And this grenade is perfect because the 1-piece set bonus for this grenade is each melee hit on enemy has a 50% chance to craze it. We don't care about that. And a 50% chance to drop grenade ammo. Okay, so when you run out of nades, like I said, you'll probably run out of nades and shit's gonna hit the fan. Knock out 2 birds in 1 stone. You're getting shield back and you're getting grenade ammo. Okay, you cannot beat that. You cannot beat that. All right, moving on over to our shield mod, right? We have the Master Two Faces Fickle Fate. Say that shit 3 times. I got 7.5 crit chance, 9% traversal attack resource generation, and 39% assault rifle damage, okay? The talent: critical hit kills either increase your damage dealt by 100% or increase your damage reduction by 15% for 30 seconds. It stacks up to 3 times per effect. Okay, so that's a massive W if you think about it. Either 300% damage dealt or 45% damage reduction, okay? Damage reduction is a little wonky, but hey, we're mainly here for that 300% damage dealt, you know what I'm saying? Moving down to the traversal mod, I do need to get a master version of this. I'm probably actually gonna finish this video up, go grab that. So just pretend this is master. Pretend instead of stacking 10 times, it's gonna stack 15. Instead of 500% increased damage, we're getting 750 increased damage, okay? I have 10% damage to grunt enemies, 10% traversal attack resource, and 50% traversal attack damage on burning enemies, okay? Moving down to the neck bomb mod. This is the second piece of the tier 2 Scarecrow set. We're gonna go over the Scarecrow set in a second. I have 40% grenade damage to grunt enemies, 30% grenade damage to brute enemies, and 50% damage to burning enemies. Moving down to the lucky charm, this is the last piece for the set 2 bonus of Scarecrow. Okay, I got 4% ammo gain on critical hits, 20% critical hit damage, and 49% damage to burning enemies. Now let's go over these set bonuses and these synergies so you can see how this build really kind of correlates together so perfectly, you know what I'm saying? So starting out, our Scarecrow and Dr. Poison synergy bonus, enemies you afflict now take 100% more damage and also become poisoned while afflicted. All right, so in case you guys haven't noticed, I have burn on everything. Joker's burn is inevitable, okay? So why try and avoid it? Let's stack into it. I know burn's nerfed, but y'all must not know stacking burn with poison is ridiculous, okay? And you guys are gonna see in the gameplay. Moving down to our Scarecrow and Mad Hatter synergy. This one's a lot. Just know, hey, when you have all of these stacks going, this is ridiculous, okay? When you kill an enemy with a critical hit, you add a hat to your collection. When you have 7 hats, one of these crazy things happens. Increases your damage dealt by 100% for 20 seconds, but you also take 50% more damage. B, increases affliction resource generation by 500% for 20 seconds. Or C, completely refills health and shield and makes you immune to damage for 10 seconds, but you deal 50% less damage for the duration. This is a massive W. Having any of these stacks is just going to help the build synergize together even more, and you're going to hit harder, either get your affliction resource back faster, or you're just going to be straight up immune to damage. You know what I'm saying? And these higher mastery levels, that immunity to damage is W, massive W. Moving on over to our shield mod synergy bonuses, we have the Bane and Two-Face. You guys know this from last season. Harvesting enemies now has a 100% chance of dropping grenade ammo, and also increases grenade damage by 100% for 20 seconds. All right, going down, we have the villain synergy Scarecrow and Two-Face. This is Dread and Mayhem. When you kill an enemy with a suicide strike, you have a 100% chance to trigger either Dread or Mayhem. Dread causes enemies within 20 meters of you to take 250% more damage. Mayhem causes enemies within 20 meters of you to deal 50% less damage. Either of these effects lasts for 60 seconds. That's an entire minute. The gameplay you're gonna see, it only took me 2 minutes to clear, and I didn't kill anyone with a suicide strike, so I didn't even have this buff. Imagine if I did. And lastly, let's go ahead and go over the Scarecrow tier 2 bonus set, okay? So when you have one piece, each poison enemy hit with a grenade gives you a stack of Impending Terror. Impending Terror decreases the damage you take from poison enemies by 10% for 60 seconds. This stacks 5 times, okay? There's also a Fear bonus. Further reduces damage taken from poison enemies by 10% per stack of Impending Terror, okay? When you have the 2-piece set bonus, this is what happens. Once Impending Terror reaches 5 stacks, you trigger a stack of Embracing Terror, which increases your grenade damage by 50% for 60 seconds. Embracing Terror also stacks 5 times, okay? There's another Fear bonus that comes with that. Killing an enemy with a grenade gives you 2 stacks of Embracing Terror, okay? So now when we're running our 3-piece set, this is what you get. Once Embracing Terror reaches 5 stacks, you trigger Shaped by Terror, which increases the damage you deal to poison enemies by 500%. for 60 seconds. That's an entire minute, okay? And you guys are gonna see this never goes away. So once you get this and you just keep going crazy, you're gonna always have that additional damage. And then the last Fear bonus for this, it increases your grenade capacity by 2. W. All right, because I get another grenade through the talent tree. Now I got these 2 right here. That is 6 grenades you have to just straight up obliterate everyone. Not to mention the grenades are Bane tier 1, therefore they're what? Say it with me now. Cluster grenades. The cluster grenades are the best grenades in the game to have, because once they hit, they spread out and shoot even more grenade damage in a surrounding area. Real quick, I forgot to say this earlier. As you guys can see, I have Diablo Blaze rolled onto my melee, and I have Diablo Blaze rolled onto my grenade. Why? Because obviously we're stacking with burn. We're not gonna fight against it. It's in his talent tree. There's no way you can avoid burning enemies with Joker. So let's stack into it. All right, hey, you guys are gonna see this shit is crazy. Now let's get on to the talent tree. Let's get to the social squad skills, and then hey, let's get into the gameplay for you guys. Here you guys go. This is my talent tree for the Joker. Go ahead and get your screenshots in real quick. Moving on over to our squad skills. This is everything that I have for my squad skills for Joker. Go ahead and get your screenshots in. there you guys have it. That's the Joker build. This is exactly how you need to be running if you want to continue to progress through these mastery levels with ease. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, less than 2 minutes and I think like 20 something seconds it took me to beat that mission. I think it took me longer getting to the mission and getting away from the mission than it did to actually clear it. No, I'm just fucking with you. If you guys want to support the channel, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe. I'm gonna be coming at you guys with hella new builds. There's so many different ways to build these characters. I'm enjoying the game. Let me know down in the comments if you are as much as me. And with all that being said, hey man, it's krispyENT and I'm up out of here.